Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Creeped Out. Last episode was Kindlesticks and was probably my favourite episode of the season so far. It had a really good fun atmosphere with some creepy moments and then a really good twist at the end. So if you're watching this one but you've not seen Kindlesticks, go back and watch that one because it's probably the best one so far, like I said. This show so far has been really kind of hit and miss for me. I'm really enjoying it overall. Like, I'm not disappointed that I watched it. I'm excited to see what the last 4 episodes bring. But it's kind of a hit and miss between some episodes that really nail it and do really well, like Kindlesticks, like Cat Food I thought was really good. And I won't spoil it too much because at the end of the show I'm going to do a ranking of all my favourite episodes. There's a couple of episodes that I feel like have missed the mark, either because they had a message that they didn't portray very well, or just the episode itself wasn't that strong, like Spaceman. So this episode is called Shed No Fear. I have no idea what the storyline's about. Maybe it's about a garden shed. That's literally the only thing I can think. Or it's about someone with a phobia and they're trying to get over that phobia somehow. But yeah, I hope it's like another creepy episode. I feel like because the last one was like proper horror, that this episode's going to be not. Because I know like they kind of bounce around with genres a little bit. So anyway, let's jump into episode 9 and see what it's about. Yeah.
What would you do if your friend was in trouble? Would you go to extremes to save them, even if it meant putting your own life?
Was he in the back of a bus? That's really creepy.
Danger?
If you turned around on a bus and he was at the back, you'd just cry. Is this another period episode?
History is full of great male friendships. But what does it mean to call someone your
I feel
best
like we're
friend?
in the 80s, maybe? 70s?
Friendship isn't about what you get from
Either that or
someone.
I'm just really
It's
insulting
about what you
someone's
give to
clothing.
them.
What if I give you a wedgie? That make us friends?
Zip it, Kelsey.
A friend is always there for you, no matter what.
Oh.
My dad says if you can get 6 friends to stand at your funeral, then you've done something right.
Oh, that's
Now, in the words of Carol
horrifying
King,
thing to say
Thank
to
you,
children,
Mr.
but
Willoughby.
but I'm not finished.
Oh, trust me, you're finished. If I just give you the A now, will you sit down? Everybody, open your textbooks to page 365, chapter 36.
what's going on with him?
The works of...
Did they used to be friends and now they're not friends anymore? Because he's popular now. Oh, no. Leave him alone, arseholes.
It's called a team, doofus.
It's called time, doofus. Shut your mouth. And you can piss off. I don't like you already.
Stevens. Stevens. Has anyone seen David Stevens?
Sir?
He's right there.
Everyone.
Same
sit
kind of thing
down,
happened
please.
in Marty, where one person gets more popular
Stevens.
and leaves the other person, and I hate that storyline. What on earth has happened to him?
Are you all right?
Yes.
What happened to you?
Nothing, sir.
Has he been egged?
I fell into a pond.
Have a shower. You smell like Swamp Thing's armpit.
Dave, what pond did you fall into?
Kelsey says you ratted me out.
What? I wouldn't rat anybody out. Dave, you know...
What, you call me a liar?
Did you expect him not to notice that you weren't in class
He loves you, Stevens. He loves
when you came in
so
smelling the way you did?
Next time, just mind your own business.
This fucking
Hey,
kid.
Stevens! Can I have my comic back?
You gonna let him get away with that?
I don't like this kid, Stevens.
Panzer. Here. Parkinson.
Here.
McGrady.
Here.
Koreshi.
Here,
Slattery.
here.
Spall.
Okay.
Stevens.
Subtle. So he's fighting something. Okay, so something's in that shed. It's a massive shed though, isn't it? It looks like he's fighting something bad. Oh, what? There's something really creepy about that image.
Dave. Dave, where'd you go? Oh, no! Just a painting of a creepy old man. Nothing to be afraid of.
Famous last words.
Dave, you better not be able to jump out on me.
The fuck? What just happened? Has he obviously been transported? Is it another time travel episode? That's what Dave went through. And that's why he came to school wet, because he dropped into that water.
I don't wanna. Nope, you gotta. You have to.
But
Okay, come over, mister.
why? Why does he keep him back is my question.
Greg, don't move.
Why?
You're only going to make it upset. You need to go.
It? Oh, okay. What was that?
What is it?
What?
What's happening here on this day?
What was that?
I don't know. Just know I gotta get rid of it.
Who's your little friend here?
This is Greg.
Craig?
Greg. She's gonna hurt of hearing.
Craig. Oh, haven't seen you in a long while. Are you gonna help Dave clean up the shed?
You didn't know who he was a minute ago. Now you haven't seen him in a while?
Why, I can't have her go in that shed until I've gotten rid of whatever's in there.
I'm just guessing. She doesn't know anything about it, does she?
She inherited this place from my mean old granddad. She deserves a shed that's not gonna teleport her into the middle of town every time she goes in it.
Kind of refreshing hearing you sound like you actually care about someone else.
What kind of person just abandons someone?
Look in the mirror, bitch.
Alright. I don't abandon people either.
I got a camera. We'll catch it on
You're
film.
too good for this guy. Get away while you can.
Okay. Total nerd.
Totally awesome, nerd.
Okay. Let's do this.
Alright.
It doesn't seem to mind if you nudge the stuff, but if you touch it with your hands, it flips out.
Maybe because it thinks you're gonna steal it.
You're right.
Is it like... So he's protecting the shed and getting rid of anyone that touches stuff? So is it like... Did you say his grandpa used to live there? Maybe it's like his spirit?
Behind you. Let's go.
Come on. Come and get us. I've got your toy. Remember when we were 7 and you fell into the penguin enclosure at the zoo?
Fell in. You pushed me.
No, I didn't. You were...
What?
Did you see the way it reacted to the light? Like it was in pain. It's still running.
It's still running, so it's probably caught something.
Oh!
I barely saw anything.
Yeah, here it is. Elemental shades.
Oh,
They
quick.
don't really hide in shadows. They're made of shadows. Sound familiar? Its only weakness is light. That's interesting.
It's interesting that you found it straight away. Of all the books you could have picked, you picked the right one
Shades
at
are almost
the right
impossible.
place.
You know, when they told me that you'd be here in Loserville with Loser Boy, I didn't believe him. Come on, we got practice.
It's okay. Go.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm good here. And his name is Greg.
All right, guys, let's go.
Good for standing up for him. Stevens, you bellend.
Dave, just use your imagination. Just... when that shade comes at us, He won't know what hit him.
How the hell has he rigged all that
It'll
up?
stop him from teleporting inside again along with the ignition device.
You see, that's what I'm counting on.
Some of your things, right? Hey, hey, look at me, look at me. Hey, hey, over here. Yeah, pay attention to me. Look what I have. Great, can you please hurry this up?
I'm coming.
The pacing of this is a little off.
Unravel. A lot of rope.
It just feels like last time they touched something and in seconds they were transported out. Okay. I would have thought the portal would just cut the rope off. Should have tested it a bit more.
It's gonna break.
Oh. Seemed quite easy. I don't know, it just felt like a really simple solution that they could have done a lot easier than rigging up that whole machine.
I think we did it.
Seriously, I don't know how to thank you. I guess I just got so caught up with my football team that I forgot who my real friends were.
Can we please speed this up? I kind of hate these things.
Boys. Now, boys, I have a small favor to ask.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, now, since you did such a fine and good job with the shed, I was wondering if you could give me some more help.
Miatic.
See,
Cellar.
your granddad,
Is there another
he
shade?
also left a mess in the basement.
Do you have a shed,
Okay.
a basement, anywhere dark,
What's he doing?
a place where things can hide in the
Oh,
shadows?
okay. He has powers now.
Watching, waiting. Are you sure you don't have a shade lurking in your home right now?
Okay, that was episode 10, Shed No Fear. It was okay. Like, it wasn't my favourite episode, but it wasn't my least favourite. It was just kind of meh for me. I felt like the pace of the episode was really off. So I spent a lot of time showing that these two people who were friends were no longer friends. And I get that it was trying to set that up so we have like a story arc of they're no longer friends anymore, but then Stevens gets in trouble and so he helps him out. But it felt like a storyline that didn't need to happen. Like, because it wasn't like there were trouble in bringing them two together. As soon as there was the monster involved, or the shade, they just worked together. Like, it wasn't a question. There was no discussion about what had happened, about their friendship breaking up, about the space between them, the different paths they've taken, the bullying. It wasn't mentioned. They just were like, oh, you need help. Okay, let's help each other. It felt like they were trying to start a storyline and just didn't execute it very well. Because it could have been a case of, what was his name? I can't remember the names of it. I know the Stevens and the other guy. They could have had to work together, but they could have been trying to work together to solve this problem whilst dealing with the fact that they're not friends anymore. But it wasn't. It was just like, remember the time when this happened? Oh, yeah. It was just normal. Like, it like the breakup in the friendship never happened. So I feel like the writing on that was a bit weak because they just dropped that storyline. And even at the end, when Stevens went to apologise, the guy was like, no, I don't want to talk about it, kind of thing. That storyline just felt like it went nowhere and was kind of dropped halfway through. Yeah, we did have little bits with the bullies in, but that didn't go anywhere. The bullies never got involved with the monster. Once the bullies realised that Stevens was going back to the geeky guy, that was it. They were like, oh, okay. It just felt like a lot of things were just dropped. You know what I mean? Is it just me that thinks that? In terms of the shade itself, the monster it was fine. There never was really an explanation as to why it happened. He said that it was protecting the shed, and that's why it was kind of transporting people outside. But why? I think we're meant to believe it's somehow related to the person who left the mess in the basement. Was it the granddad or the uncle? It's nothing to do with them, but that was never specifically stated. And then, like, are we to believe that the woman, the lady, had never been in the shed or the basement and seen the shade? Because how would she not know? How would she know that there's all this mess in there if she's not been down there? And if she's been down there, then she'll know there's a monster in there. In which case, she wouldn't have sent the kids in there. So I just felt like there was a lot of plot holes in this episode. The actual style of the episode I quite liked, because it was kind of upbeat most of the time, with little bits of horror sprinkled throughout in the shed. There's quite upbeat music and a bit of a fun atmosphere, like with the disco stuff and with the curious dancing at the end. There's little bits peppered throughout that were fun, and little bits peppered throughout in the shed that were kind of creepy, and that worked. But the story itself for me was just weak. I'm sorry if you guys love it. I didn't. It just felt like really bad writing, to be honest. And I don't like to really slate that, because they probably do a better job than I ever could. But a big thing for me, whether the writing of a show is good or not, is the story's got to make sense, and the story's got to be complete. There's quite often plot holes in stories, but in here there were just some gaping ones. And for a 20-25 minute episode, to have a major plot line from the start, which was these two are friends, or they were friends, and now they're not, that didn't go anywhere. They were friends again, and nothing happened. There was no consequences of it. So the writing was just bad. To me, the episode wasn't very good. Was it as bad as Spaceman? I have to think about that. I think I enjoyed it more than Spaceman, but they're definitely at my bottom two at the moment. So if you guys liked it, then I'm sorry. But yeah, that was episode 10. Shed No Fear. We've only got 4 episodes left. No, 3 episodes left of the season. I'm excited to see what the next 3 episodes bring, because one of my commenters on YouTube, Cheerio Milk, hi, thanks for commenting. You said the next 3 episodes are your favourite ones, so I'm intrigued to see what happens. I'm hoping that they're really good ones, and I'm hoping that they're not at the level of Shed No Fear and Spaceman and some of the weaker ones, because I want it to end on a high note. I really, really do. So please let the last 3 be good episodes. Anyway, that's what I thought of episode 10, Shed No Fear. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Did you have as much of a problem with this episode as I did? Or is it just me? Let me know. So as always, my name is Scott. Hope you guys are well and taking care of yourselves. And I'll see you all in episode 11. Bye guys.